Oh my god, this is not good for my back. This is such a terrible thing to do too, carrying rockets around. Hello YouTube, and welcome to What the Math. This is a little Kerbal astronaut from Kerbal Space Program, and this is actually Minecraft, as you've probably realized. And this is going to be a new series where we're going to be exploring various awesome mods in Minecraft that have been developed in the last few years, and also try to have fun in them, try to discover new things that have been added to the game, and possibly even finally finish the game. I still haven't finished Minecraft. This is one of the few games that I've played for so long but still haven't finished, but it's about time that we have finished it, right? That's right. Now this is actually going to be the first mod we're going to explore, and as you can see, this mod is all in space. This is a mod, it's actually a combination of mods that essentially converts your Minecraft to a space exploration game, which I absolutely love. Most of my videos on my channel are all about space, and right there in the distance, this is Overworld. Overworld is the other name for Earth in this game, and we're actually going to go start from scratch. I'm going to show you how this mod works, and also in one of the future videos I'll explain to you how to install all of these mods if you don't really know how. Anyway, let's start with the first steps. And when you start the game, it gives you this choice of creating your flag. This is basically, it's called Space Race Manager because you can compete with other people for so-called space race. You can actually compete in the multiplayer mode. You know, whoever gets first to space wins. I'm gonna not really change this yet. I'm just gonna change my team name to What the Math. It's going to be called What the Math, and whatever else is not important. Alright, we're underwater, so let's get out of here. And I'm playing in the creative mode just because I want to show you the mod really quickly. I basically want to demonstrate what this mod does and what it doesn't do. So, to start, I need to create a little platform here. And we just got really lucky. We actually are in a very nice visible area here where we can see everything. So anyway, so this is Overworld. This is just like the normal Minecraft. There's nothing really different about it. But what you do have is there's a lot of really awesome new items. So most of the items actually are right here. And so this mod is called Galactic Craft. This is the mod that has been around for quite a while, but it has been actually advanced to a point where it has so many new things. Look at that. It has various new weapons and costumes. There's rockets. There is things like oxygen masks, which I actually want to try. I still haven't tried that. Oxygen gear, which basically allows you to breathe in space. There's various sensor lenses. There's even hearing apparatuses that allow you to hear in space, because otherwise you won't hear anything. And various new blocks that have been added as well. And of course there is weapons and armor. So let's actually put some armor on. Actually, not armor. I want to use a lightsaber. I'm not going to use a lightsaber. Let's equip all of this stuff on ourselves. Alright, awesome. So we have this sensor lens on our face. It kind of makes it really cool. Look at that. I have a UI now. And actually, no, let's just remove this because it makes it a little bit harder to see. But there's all these items that are basically meant for space exploration. And we even have a lightsaber. Now, the coolest parts are obviously the rockets. So here, eventually, as you progress through the game, you'll get to build various items that produce various rocket pieces. And with time, you'll be able to produce these various tiers of rockets. Now, this is obviously the coolest part. There's something called NASA Workbench that allows you to produce these rockets. And this essentially extends the gameplay in Minecraft by, you know, hundreds of hours. Because now you have new goals, you have new exploration ideas that you have to try to achieve. And the way it works is, first you have to construct the launch pad. So you have to construct a 3x3 launch pad just like this, and then place a rocket on it. And I'm going to be using the creative mode rocket, which is already fueled, but let me just show you how this works if it's not fueled. Let's use the last tier. Let's use tier 6. So I'm going to take one of each. So if you place a rocket, which looks absolutely awesome and gorgeous, and you try to get in it, you'll realize you have no fuel. So you have to actually refuel this first. So we're gonna get out, and you need to, in order for you to refuel the rocket, you obviously have to build a fueling thingamajig, and I think it's somewhere here. So there's a cargo loader that loads cargo, and there's a fuel loader that loads fuel. So this is how it works. Put the thing here, and this also needs battery and fuel. So it's quite a complicated procedure, but you know what? It does make it kind of realistic in a sense, because, you know, space exploration is not easy. It should not be easy. And as you can see, there's a lot of different objects that you have in this particular mod. Now, this actually has another mod called Galaxy Space, which adds space exploration. So not just planet exploration, but space exploration as well. And I'll show you both in a second as soon as we lift off. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's also space food and space drinks that basically allow you to kind of survive in space. So this can of food, it comes in different varieties. There's also oxygen supply that you need in space to survive, and so on and so forth. So there's quite a lot of really cool, realistic space thingamajiggies that have been added to make this game really, really awesome. So this is how you fuel a rocket. Basically, you put a canister in here, and you also put a battery that will then fuel the rockets. But anyway, we're not going to be using this particular rocket because we're going to be using a rocket that's already been pre-fueled for us, which is this right here. And so what we do afterwards is we essentially just get into the rocket and start the countdown. Now it's going to tell you, listen, you don't have a parachute, you're going to die if you fall, and this is actually something that you have to bring as well. But we're playing in a creative mode, so we're just going to lift off, and you can see this is kind of cool. It actually has a real countdown and a lot of screen shaking and a lot of kind of really cool effects. And then, after 5 seconds, you get to fly the rocket, and you can actually even control it. With WASD keys, you can kind of move it around, but it doesn't really do anything other than just tilt your actual motion. Now, as soon as you leave the overworld, and you can see there's a moon in the distance, you will essentially reach the map, and you can see on the left side it kind of shows you where you are in space, and the sound actually disappears because you're now reaching the area where there's no more sound, you cannot hear anything. And so you reach this map right here, which is also accessible by pressing M in the game, and it allows you to go to all of these planets. Now you can actually expand GalactiCraft a little bit more, and it will give you even other solar systems, which is actually pretty cool. But this is already enough for you to kind of start exploring. So each of these is actually an individual planet that you can zoom into and then land on. I can actually land on Mercury, I can land on Venus, I can, oh yeah, this is overworld, and you can also create a space station in here, which we're going to do right now. We're going to create a space station. There we go. Now we have a space station to land on as well, and there's also moon in there, which we usually see from, if you look up in the sky, we see the moon. And then we have other planets. So all of these planets are basically kind of copied from our solar system. So there's Mars, which I believe doesn't really... Oh no, they even added... Okay, this is a new thing. They added Phobos and Deimos, so you can also land on its 2 moons. And then there is Ceres, which is a very, very large dwarf planet, about which we'll be talking in one of the future videos. And we have Asteroids, and this is an asteroid belt. And this is what you saw in the beginning of the video. I was standing on an asteroid belt. Now, all of these also have various gravities, and gravitational fields, so depending on where you are, if you jump, you may jump really high or jump really low. And eventually you'll be also able to access Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and other planets, each of which have their own moons as well. So there's a lot of places to visit, and each of these is essentially a very large world, just like Overworld in the beginning. And each of these have they have their own secrets, they have their own kind of monsters in a sense. All the monsters are basically remade models of the old monsters, and I'll show them to you in a second. Let's actually land on Ceres. So I'll show you the monsters here. And this is how the landing works. You basically land in the in these pillow thingies, which is kind of like what one of the Mars missions was like when they landed on Mars using these really large inflated pillows. Now we don't really need this because we're playing in creative mode, but this is oh, I'm stuck. Alright, I had to destroy it because I was stuck. So this is Ceres, and it's actually in the middle of the asteroid field, so that's why in the sky you see all these other asteroids. I'm not entirely sure what this object is. Possibly Jupiter, I'm not sure. No, it can't be Jupiter, it's too close. Possibly some other large asteroid. But essentially, oh yeah, and here's the thing. It says you need a frequency module if you want to hear properly here. So right now there's no sound at all. See, I'm hitting this and there's no sound. Which is pretty awesome, because I mean, this is realistic, right? Space has no sound. So I need to actually create and where a frequency module, which I think is right here. So this will now allow me to hear. I'm going to put it right here. This will allow me to hear. Oh, oops, I actually have to put it on my face. Or somewhere. Where do I have to put it? I forgot how to do with it. I don't know. Anyway, so this is how you supposed to hear. I forgot how to use it though. And there's also other things, like there's a automatic miner in this game. There's also this buggy that you can ride by basically doing this. Here we go, WSD. And these buggies that you can actually drive around come in different sizes. So they actually have different cargo size, and they do need to be refueled. Unfortunately, they don't really work with solar panels, so you have to refuel them for them to be ridden. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of really awesome, really cool new additions. Now let's go to a different planet. So this is Ceres. There's actually nothing and no one here. And I believe if I dig down, I've never really found anything interesting here. But let's go to a different planet. Let's actually get out of here and land on, let's start with Venus. And lift off. This is our second liftoff, and essentially this is how you're going to be traveling between your worlds. So there's no space travel like in games like Kerbal Space Program. It's not really that realistic either, but it does allow you to go from one world to another, and they are quite different. So this world, as you saw it, was kind of empty. It's kind of, you know, dark and scary, and there's a lot of really it also has low gravity, but there's like really a lot of solitude that you can expect from worlds like this. But if you go to places like Mars, Venus, or even Mercury, you'll notice something else. You'll actually discover something completely different. So let's land on Venus, and as you can see, the actual effects here are pretty cool, because it does make it feel like Venus's atmosphere. It's kind of yellowish. It's you know, it's filled with lava, and it's obviously super hot here. So you know, you'll get on fire almost everywhere you step here. And so essentially they really recreated all of the planets really nicely. Whoever made this mod made it kind of realistic. So I think, you know, if you're actually planning to use this to teach someone about space and discovery, and specifically our solar system, this is a perfect mod, because you get to go through different planets, and they do feel and act like they should in real life. So Venus obviously is more inhospitable. There's a lot of really dangerous things here. It's very, I mean, it is very acidic, even though it's kind of hard to represent that here. But if you were playing in survival mode and you were not wearing a protective suit, you would actually die right away. You actually not be even walking around like this. I'm only surviving this because I'm playing in creative mode. Anyway, so let's go to Mars now. We're gonna go to Mars. And here we actually have a choice, because we do have these two moons that it has, Phobos and Deimos. But we're gonna focus just on Mars itself, because it does have a special surprise for us. And as you can see, the skies are orange or reddish orange, and we're landing in that capsule again. And ooh, I can actually see through it. Interesting. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you is the fun of being on Mars. So if you are playing in that mod, this is really should be your first location, because here you'll discover, well, first of all, you can obviously dig, or not like this. But secondly is that you can actually find a lot of really cool resources, secrets, and a lot of unusual rock formations, and ore that is only available on Mars. So there's actually special ore like this. Was that glass? Maybe not this, but there is special ore that is only available on Mars. And so here, a very different planet, very different experience. So every time you land on a different planet, you'll get to experience something completely different. So let's actually fly around a little bit and see what we discover. So look at that right here. I don't even know what that is. What is this? Unnamed. Okay. We don't know what that was. But it's moving. It's moving, it's alive. I found life. I found life on Mars, everyone. There is a life on Mars. But not anymore, because I'm about to kill it. There's no more life on Mars. There's no more life on Mars officially. And look at that, you can even see the Earth, I mean the overworld. Sun and overworld are visible from here. Anyway, so let's move on. But that was pretty cool, right? You can actually kind of have these explorations, and especially if you're actually using this in the classroom, which I am going to be doing with my students, it's super fun, because they'll get to explore all of these ideas of, you know, looking for life on Mars, looking for all these secrets on different planets, and trying to destroy things while we're at it. And also gravity here is actually a lot weaker, so you can jump a lot higher than on the regular world. And this is another thing you can talk about, of course, that, you know, gravity here is a lot lower. So, okay, going to the next planet this time, and we're going to choose. And we chose Mercury. So this is Mercury, and you see there's like all these spiders on fire. That's because on different planets you'll get to actually find different types of animals. Or not animals, but mobs. Now these guys are on fire because I think... Oh, actually no, there's no sun. I don't know why they're on fire. I guess because it's, Mercury is just really, really hot. And if you look closer, you'll notice that they actually have little EVA suits. They actually are wearing little astronaut suits with little tanks on their backs. That's pretty cute and pretty awesome. So all of these really different creatures, including our favorite. Guess who that is? Guess who that is? That's right. Can I actually? I wonder if you can attack me. Alright, this creeper is actually not attacking me because I'm playing in creative mode. But yes, he would totally explode in your face if this was if we were playing in the survival mode. So that's Mercury, and as you explore various planets, you'll discover other life everywhere. So let me show you another one, something a little bit closer to home. And let's say goodbye to all of these burning creatures, these burning Mercurites. Mercurites? Mercurites. I'm not sure what to call them, but goodbye. Alright, and this is of course Moon, so we are landing. Oh wait, I need to slow down. Going too fast. Hold space to slow down. This is of course a moon lander. Now, we're going to be landing on our closest satellite, which is our moon. And I need to make sure I do it safely, because here, if you're playing in the survival mode, you can kill yourself by not doing it safely. So once you land, you'll actually find yourself next to this beautiful lander, which is pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool addition to the game. And look at that, you see the overworld right there. So it's pretty awesome. It looks like a completely different planet. It actually does feels like the moon as well. And all of this is moon rock, obviously. Now, there are creatures on the moon as well. Just for some reason I don't see them right now. I think they only come out at night. And they will also have their little astronaut suits. And I think this is a pretty awesome addition. I mean, they definitely thought this one through. So you'll have these creatures come out at night and try to, you know, hurt you. And you do have to build up a moon base if you want to survive. Now, if you want to build a moon base, or any kind of a base there's quite a lot of different things you can add to it. So, for example, there's all these, obviously you'll build a house first, but then you need to create some kind of an internal atmospheric system in there. So to do that, you actually have to use things like oxygen collector, you have to use oxygen compressor or decompressor, you have to, there's an oxygen bubble restrictor, which I think is a pretty cool thing. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you here. And so here we are, I put some oxygen and the battery in this, and now it's creating an oxygen bubble that will allow me to breathe inside of this space. So here I'll be able to survive, and here I will probably die. So this would be an essential part of having a base on any other planet, except for, of course, for overworld. And so what your base, or for example your moon base, might look like, it would be something like this. And here we go, our first moon base. This is what a moon base would look like. So you have an enclosed sort of a environment here. Had to use wooden doors because other doors don't really open. So this is producing oxygen bubble right now. It's using a battery and also an oxygen supply. And there's other things like energy storage module. There's a water electrolyzer and so on to produce water. And then you can basically go outside and you'll have various things. So this is actually from Europa. This is a geyser, and then there's various crystal formations here that you can find on various planets. And obviously you're gonna have all these cables connecting things running everywhere. And we're about to exit the bubble, so this is our air bubble. And then our rocket is here, and so is our lander now. And what I really like about this mod, and I think this is one of the coolest additions, is that it has a variety of unique blocks that is only available in certain planets. Like I said before, this is a Europa geyser, there's a Europa dungeon brick, there is frozen glowstone from some other planet, I don't know which one. There's something from Phobos, this is a subsurface rock. And so all of this can, or here you go, Europa ice as well, mysterious crystals and so on and so forth. So all of these special blocks can only be found on those specific planets. Like this is from Titan, this is from Callisto. And I think it kind of gives you an idea of what you can actually do in this game. You can actually have a scavenger hunt looking for a specific object, or you can even go on a crazy trip across the solar system and try to collect as much as you can and then build things out of it back on your home world right there. Now let's go back to space, and I'm going to show you the other additional mod that I have here called Galactic Space. Now this mod is quite similar, but basically what it does add is the additional space element. So in other words, you can actually now just be in space. You can build in space, you can live in a zero gravity, and you can create bases around various planets. And goodbye moon, this is our base right there, and we're going to escape and launch back into space now. So here we're going to go to our station, which is right here. It's orbiting around our home world, and we're going to launch, and I'll show you what this looks like. This is actually pretty cool. So look at that. This should actually, I wish there was music playing right now. But even without the music, it's kind of cool. So there's the moon right there. There's our home world. And look at that. We're actually just floating in space. Isn't this awesome? Look at that. We're just kind of floating around. And it's all 0 Gs. And it's all kind of really, really awesome. So you can basically create a variety of awesome things like, you know, space stations. You can create spaceships, I guess. And if you have other mods that do create spaceships, like there's actually a mod that allows you to create a working spaceship that, you know, shoots lasers and stuff, and I'm going to explore that in the next video. But basically, yeah, if you have these mods, this will allow you to create all kinds of really cool things in the orbit around the main planet. And because this is space, you obviously have to bring your own materials. So here, I would actually have to bring my own cubes and construct whatever I want to build using the cubes that I bring with me. So if you ever wanted to turn your Minecraft into Space Engineers, this is actually a perfect mod for it, because basically this is exactly what it does. Or to some extent, it creates a similar environment with additional Minecraft-like experience. But here's another cool thing about this mod. If I actually start flying toward our home planet, and you can see it zooming in on us, look at that. You suddenly find yourself back on your home world, and you just fall from the sky back to where you started. I got lucky, I landed in the water. So essentially this is how GalactiCraft and Galactic Space work together. Oh, I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh no, I got lost. Yeah, there's no way I can find my way back from here. I don't know where I am. But essentially this is how these mods work. And I think the coolest part about it is that it adds a whole new dimension to your Minecraft experience. So now you can go to the moon, you can go to these other planets, which I don't think you can see in the sky here, but you know they're there, and you can launch your rocket to those planets and explore and find new blocks, new enemies to fight, and obviously get some new unique materials that you cannot find anywhere else. Now, to make this mod work, you do need to have Forge, or it's actually preferable to have Forge installed, and you need Minecraft version 1.7.10, at least as of September 2015. It might actually be improved later on, and you might need to have a newer version of Minecraft, but right now it works perfectly well with 1.7.10. And you really don't need anything else to make it work. Essentially, there's only 3 files, or 4 files if you're using Galactic Space as well. And then you just add them all into your mod directory, and I'm going to show you in a future video how to actually install all this. But basically this is it. So this is GalactiCraft. I'm going to post the link for this mod in the description below. And who is this? Is this a zombie? Yes, it is. That's right, run away. And I found an area here that has lava. Anyway, so if you're like me and you like to have your Minecraft modded with a variety of really cool mods, and if you also like space, look at all these cows and sheep here. What is going on here? Is this like a convention I wasn't invited to? Anyway, yes, so if you like to have some space in your Minecraft, and if you want to explore various planets, definitely give GalactiCraft and Galaxy Space a try. It will turn your Minecraft epic, and it does give it a bit of a kind of a Kerbal Space Program feel to it. And you can also get a skin that looks like a Kerbal, just like mine. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. And I also just recently started a Patreon webpage. So if you would like to support our channel and help it grow dramatically, consider supporting, but you don't have to. It's just for those people that, you know, if you have an extra money lying around and you just want to donate it to a channel that is making you happy, give it a try. Anyway, the link for Patreon and for this particular mod is in the description. If you'd like to see more Minecraft, or if you would like to recommend a specific mod that you think is absolutely awesome and people should know about, post a description of that mod in the comments below and I'll definitely take a look at it. And in the meanwhile, let's continue playing various games. We're going to explore more Minecraft. We're also going to explore other video games that I may have not tried in a while and do want to try and come back to. Hello Ender, I like your cube, very nice cube you have. Please don't kill me. And thank you guys for watching, and I think actually I'm gonna start to play Minecraft vanilla version because I've never finished the game and I would like to one day finish it. and I know how to finish it, I just have never done it. So I think I'm gonna have a let's play where I finish the Minecraft from start to the end. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. This has been What the Math with Minecraft mod called Galactic Craft and another additional mod called Galaxy Space. Game you later, and bye bye.